Playable cameos are those rare moments when a game lets us step into someone else's shoes, not the main hero, but a side character whose perspective changes everything. Sometimes they frustrate us, sometimes they blow our minds, but they always leave a mark. Today, we're counting down the top 10 playable character cameos in video games, ranked from worst to best. Spoiler warning, we'll be diving into major story beats, so if you haven't finished these games, consider this your heads up. Starting at number 10, Mary Jane Watson. Narratively, these scenes are vital. They show MJ as a fearless investigative rogue. But let's be real. When you go from swinging through Manhattan at 80 miles per hour to hiding behind a crate because a guard might see your shoes, it's a jarring speed bump. Even with her stun gun in the sequel, these missions remain divisive. They're memorable, but mostly because we were all holding our breath to get back into the suit. Ninth place goes to Siri. Geralt is a tank, methodical and heavy. Siri is a glitch in the Matrix. Playing as her feels like activating a cheat code. You aren't rolling, you're blinking through reality and slicing bandits before they can even scream. These segments remind us she isn't a damsel, but a force of nature. The only reason she isn't higher is that they're strictly on rails. It's the ultimate gaming appetizer, but it leaves you hungry for the full meal. At 8, we have Atreus. Switching to him shifts the game from a heavy brawler to a nimble ranged shooter. It turns the sidekick into a protagonist in waiting, letting us see the world through a teenager's perspective. While the Ironwood sections split the fan base, you can't deny the weight it adds to the story. It proves this saga is about family growth, not just Kratos' kill count. Number 7 is pure fan service. After hours of Peter and Miles dealing with their feelings, the game hands you control over a 10-foot tall alien symbiote and says, "Go wild." Playing as Venom is a glorious, destructive power trip. You aren't saving the city, you're tearing it apart. It's short, it's chaotic, and it's exactly what we've wanted since ages. At 6, we swap vulnerability for violence. For most of Resident Evil Village, you're Ethan Winters, struggling to survive with a handgun and a prayer. Then, the game hands you Chris Redfield. Suddenly, you have an assault rifle, orbital strikes, and the confidence of a man who punches boulders for fun. It's a tonal whiplash that works perfectly, reminding the monsters that they should be the ones hiding. Coming in at 5 is the man who burned Night City. Stepping into Johnny Silverhand's shoes isn't just a gameplay shift, it's a vibe shift. You get his Malorian pistol with the coolest reload animation in history and his absolute scorched earth attitude. The screen glitches, the punk rock kicks in, and you realize why this guy is a legend. You don't just play his memories, you feel his rage. Number 4 is a legacy move. After Arthur Morgan's soul crushing finale in Red Dead Redemption 2, the game gives you an entire epilogue as John Marston. It starts with the mundane, milking cows and building a fence. But when that classic theme swells and John puts on the iconic hat, it is pure chills. It's a passing of the torch that honors Arthur's sacrifice by letting us live out the life he bought for John. Our bronze medal goes to the Clown Prince of Crime. The final sequence of Arkham Knight is a psychedelic masterpiece where you play as the Joker inside Batman's fracturing mind. It's dark, hilarious, and deeply unsettling. It forces you to see Batman's greatest fear from the inside out. This isn't just a cameo, it's a hostile takeover of the narrative. The runner up is the winter chapter of The Last of Us. This is the moment the game becomes a masterpiece. You go from the unstoppable Joel to a 14-year-old girl with a switchblade and a hunting rifle. Suddenly, the world feels 10 times more dangerous. Every encounter is a desperate, heart pounding scramble. It's gut wrenching because you aren't just playing as her, you're protecting the last shred of innocence left in a dead world. When she finally breaks, the player breaks with her. And finally, at number one, the cameo that redefined emotional trauma. Clementine. For an entire season, you are Lee Everett, and your only goal is to keep this little girl safe. In the final moments, as Lee lies dying, the cursor shifts. You are Clementine. You have to walk her across the room. You have to make the choice that will haunt players for a decade. It's a cameo that lasts only minutes, but it carries the weight of the entire series. It's the moment the student becomes the survivor. It hits harder than any other because it's about innocence lost and strength found. Before we wrap, let's look at three honorable mentions that almost made the cut. First, Catwoman in Arkham City, whose agile, high stakes heist missions offer a stylish, morally grey break from Batman's justice. Then there's Dorman from Shadow of the Colossus. In a haunting final twist, you control the literal Colossus, shifting the game from a tragic hunt to a gargantuan struggle for power. And finally, the Pigeon from Battlefield 1. You briefly play as a messenger bird, soaring over the battlefield in World War I. It's meant to be a profound look at the scale of war. You're just a bird brain with a note strapped to your leg. It's weird yet beautiful. Which character swap caught you off guard? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.